Hey there guys, DMO73 here, bringing you the first deck profile of the day. This is for Bonigaru's red-black Machina Rush deck. Honestly, it's more of a mid-range deck, but it has kind of that rush feel in terms of its win conditions, so that's why I kind of call it a rush. So, Machina the Machine Lord obviously is the ruler. J-activated pay 4 of any color, pay 4 void, and has an ability of pay X void. Search your main deck for an addition or resonator with total cost X or less with no attribute, put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. And you can use that ability once per turn. It's essentially a mana sink. It helps search out the stuff that you need from your deck until you can flip him over. Really, really good. Helps to add a lot of consistency to the deck. Flip him over, he becomes Machina the Mechanical Emperor. When this card enters your field, you can put up to 3 resonators and or additions with no attribute from your hand to the field. Just immediately put stuff on the board. You can banish a resonator with no attribute you control to prevent all damage to him until the end of the turn. And his God's Art is pay 3 void. Resonators with no attribute you control cannot be destroyed this turn. So essentially he can protect your whole board for a turn. So very, very cool. The stone lineup, we are using the Shakespeare kind of ramp combo, so we have 10 different stones. So we have Flamestone, Darkness Stone, Milest, Grusbalesta, Little Red the Pure, Heaven's Rift, Dark Depths, Scorched Bales, Moonshade, and Black Silence. Those are the 4 stones. Typically, you could also run a Hearth's Core in place of Black Silence. My Hearth's Cores were already, but it really doesn't matter either way. My Hearth's Cores were otherwise occupied. For monster lineup, we run 4 Clockwork Soldier. He's the basic kind of heavy, ground unit of the deck. Only costs 1. He's got target attack, and you can pay 1 to pump him up to 500 attack. But he gets banished at the end of the turn. 4 Clockwork Scout Planes. This guy has 200, he's a 2-drop 5/5 with flying, so very, very cool. Just really powerful to be able to just get that early damage in. 2 Winding Menders. You can tap Winding Mender to pump up another machine. You didn't see me do it in the match, but you could pump it, tap in, pump something up, untap during your recovery phase. So that's something pretty handy to know. 3 Mozarts to help add some aggression. This deck runs Soul Hunt, so Soul Hunt plus Mozart can be very, very powerful to help kind of clear the way for your rush. 4 Shakespeares to help you ramp, because you need to be able to get a higher up, especially since Machina has such a high J-activate cost. 3 Power Supply Team. This guy is phenomenal. You can banish him to untap a resonator you control, so you can swing in with him and then banish him to untap something else that's swung in. Really adds to that kind of rush feel. Really like this guy a lot. And then 2 Charging Assaulters. Just a kind of heavy hitter. 7/7, he must attack if able. He essentially has the same kind of stuff as Lancelot, but he has to attack every turn, unlike Lancelot. And if it is blocked, he gets plus 200 attack until the end of the turn. So, pretty cool. Can get very, very powerful very quick. Moving into the Regalia, you run 3 Artemis bows because it helps a lot with stuff that's going to get into your way to block. You can probably eliminate it with Artemis bows, and then have a free bit of damage. And then 3 Marybells to help protect Machina, as well as to be able to serve as 1k resonators. This card is very, very powerful when it comes out onto the field, especially. And so one thing to note is if you control it as a Regalia at the start of your turn, pay 3, put it out, you can attack that turn, because technically you've controlled the card since the beginning of the turn, so you will be able to swing in for 1,000 damage. I didn't do that so well in the video, but that is something that you can do. Then, for spells, 3 Soul Hunt. Each player banishes a creature and discards a card. Not a huge deal. This deck actually sometimes likes getting stuff in the graveyard because of Akashic records, but we'll talk about that in a bit. 2 Loginus the Mechanical City. This card is great. It gets all your machines +2/+2, and you can steal flying, you can steal first strike, pierce, or target attack. Steal it from your opponent's creatures and put it on yours. 3 Akashic Records of Eternal Flame. This card is nuts because everything you have is void. So if I have one of these in the grave, the other one only costs 1 to play. One thing to note, that if you have multiple of them, they will stack. So if I have one here, then this is free. Just like that. Can be very, very powerful, especially when paired with Necronomicon, because Necronomicon, if this is in the grave and this is active, this can be played, and Akashic Records will seek it in the grave, so you can still play it at reduced cost. So it is reducing its own cost, so you can only pay 1 to play this from the grave, or all of your other smaller dudes can play 1 or 2 or free to play them from the grave when you have the Necronomicon. And then finally, 3 March of the Machine Lords. This card gets its cost reduced by 1 for each Resonator you control with no attribute, so if you control 5, it's free. All your Resonators with no attribute gain +3/+3 and swiftness until the end of the turn. So this is pretty much your win condition. Flood the field, play this for free, and just swing in and kill. That's the main kind of goal of the deck. It is, after all, rush. So there you have it, guys. That is the deck. Huge thanks to Bonigaru for sending me this list, for allowing me to use it on the channel. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you thought about the deck, what you would change, what you'd do different. And until next time, guys, this is DMO73, signing off.